What do you compare it to? In Fong Song.
What, Cisco?
Fong Song in the video. Yeah, in the video when he's in the sand and he does that big leg move and he puts his foot in the ground. Compared to Lukaku to that, I was like, fuck.
Yeah. That is literally Lukaku, man.
Bro.
In fact, let me check. Have they won? Did Napoli win that?
No, it's the last day on Sunday, man. It's
Sunday.
They're 1 point ahead of Inter.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the date on Sunday then? 25th.
Yeah.
Let me check that.
You not come back on the weekend? You'll see.
I kind of missed it. I can't remember what I was doing last weekend. But I think I knew about it because I remember we spoke about it, or I can't remember we spoke about it, or I spoke about it on another pod. And I was saying it's so close. I know it was going down. Oh, no, I think it was me and you because I saw about McTominay. I say McTominay, Lukaku.
Yeah.
And I was saying they're 1 point away at the time. But, yeah, I did see the Ajax one, though. Do you see that with Ajax and, is it not Feyenoord? Yeah, was it PSVs or Feyenoord or PSV? Yeah, they literally bottled the league, man. Absolutely bottle jobs, man. Bottle jobs, man. But yeah, that's close, man. Inter, Napoli. Madness, man.
Inter fucked it up, man, because Napoli drew 0-0, innit? The keeper for Napoli, I thought Palmer, the black goalkeeper, what's his name? The black Japanese goalkeeper, I keep forgetting his name.
Did you know what?
Yeah, bro.
That's just mad in itself, though, isn't it?
Bro, my boy calls him Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan.
Is he literally like from Japan though, or is he one of them where like he's just got like citizenship?
No, yeah, I think he was born and raised there still.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that must be difficult, man.
He's half. But you can see the Japanese features in his face. Like,
yeah, but there can't be that many black Japanese people.
Oh fuck that! No way.
From the stories I've heard about Japan, like I don't think I would want to be raised there, like ever. Like I want to visit there, but I want to be able to get on a plane and come back home.
Yeah, I think for us, man, we can visit for sure. In terms of living there, it might be a bit techie. China, on the other hand, yeah, man, no way. Then man, you'll be walking on the street and take pictures of me for no reason, man. No way.
That happened to my brother, you know. Where did he went to Japan? He said there were people there that were like touching his skin and that and like taking pictures. He said it was like that over there. He said literally like people were stopping him. Like at first he just thought, like people just taking pictures, and then, you know, like as the days progress, he was like, wow, yeah, this isn't right, man. This is crazy. But I think China's worse than that.
Oh, China's worse. You know what's crazy, bro? Considering how many countries there are on this planet, yeah, there's so few places that us man can go and feel comfortable. Like,
that's a good point, you know.
It's mad. And I'm completely removing Africa from this because that's too easy.
Of course. Like you, like,
bro.
I'm trying to think now, actually.
Like in Europe, like Spain is techie.
Spain's techie. Italy's techie. Italy's techie.
My boy went to Italy, and he went to a restaurant and he wanted to pay with his card, and the guy almost like,
no, cash.
No. He said, no, I'm not touching your cash. Like this.
A man said I might catch blackaritis. Oh man.
No.
Mad
thing, bro. Some dishes are mad thing.
Yeah, I noticed it. Do you know what though? Because I've been to Italy and I've been to like Spain, and it was only as I've been older and I've realised how much like madness. Because when I first went over to Spain, I didn't, maybe because I was young, I didn't see it. Yeah. Like when I was 18, I think the first time I went, to be fair, I went to like Magaluf, so that's probably like a completely different part. But even there, I didn't see it, man. I was just out there, phone party, girls, drink, I was just out there. And it was only like when I got older, like when I remember when I went to Madrid. And I went to Madrid and I was like, bro, these people are actually, like I remember the woman, I said, she said, we're busy, we're busy. And I was like, she said it in like broken English.
Okay.
And I was like, you're busy? Like I looked around, there's like 3 people in this place, like literally just coming to get some lunch. And she's like, no, we're busy. Oh, she said something like that. And I was like, no. And she like shooed me away like a dog. I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, is this how they're moving? But yeah, I know it. As I got older, even like going through the what do you call it in the airport? I was gonna say the check-in thing, not that. The customs. When you go through customs, I notice I watch people like they could be like any other race before me. Quickly check their passport. Yeah, gracias. You see when they get to me though. Nah, man. I'm like, they're looking at my passport. They're looking at me. They're keying something into the keyboard. They're looking at the passport again, taking the while. Like I'm waiting for the customs, the dogs to come out or something. Sniff my suitcase, and then gracias, and then in fact they don't even say gracias to me. They go, just you go through. Crazy times, man. So yeah, there's not many places we can go though. You're right.
Not like that. Like we can go places in Spain and Italy, yeah, we can go, but you just know that you're gonna behave behaviors that you're gonna have to expect. Unfortunately, it's one of them ones. You're gonna have to hold that because if you choose to go there, I actually lived in Spain for a couple of months and then lockdown came in it. So when I went, even me, I didn't even go to a major city. I went to a very small city somewhere in La Rioja, which is kind of like a couple of hours from Bilbao. So where
was it like proper Spain though? No, not so. There's hardly any tourists there.
Oh yeah, facts. Yeah. I think if I went there just to go and see, I'd be the only tourist there. Point blank.
Yeah. You had to learn the language.
I was going to, but they want me to teach English there, innit? So with the younger generation, obviously they sort of branch out to different music and stuff. So I think when they saw me, I was like, all right, cool. It's a guy, innit? It is what it is. But the older generation, bloody hell, brother. Bloody hell. One guy goes, hey, so you from UK? I said, UK. Hey, come to my. He had a sweet shop, a big sweet shop. I was like, okay, maybe promoting thing, innit? All right, cool. Walk into the store. I'm looking around, I'm seeing sweets galore. I'm like, fucking all right, this is this might be a spot in future, if it's a day when I just want to spoil myself, I'll come here. And he goes, oh, this one good for you. I went, all right, cool. So I walk in, brother. For everyone that's listening, remember the suite that Bernardo Silva posted a picture of Benjamin Mendy. Bro showed me that one, and I looked at him. I just went, I know he doesn't understand slang. So I was like, listen, yo, Wasteman, I'll slap you down next time, And I walked off because I was like, I can say this, and you'll be like, what? And let me just get off my skin and get out of here, man, bruv. What do you mean? What do you mean?
I generally didn't know, like, until I'd say, like, maybe I think the first time I realized was honestly when I went to Madrid. That experience in Madrid was just crazy because, like, it wasn't like direct as well. It was like kind of like covert racism. Like, you don't really know. Like, even that thing you just said then, that sweet could have been the nicest sweet in a shop. Do you get what I'm saying? But we know what we know, if that makes sense. So it's a bit like, yeah, man. It's yeah. I remember that. I remember thinking, this is crazy. Absolute craziness, man. Crazy.
It's busy. There are 3 people in the fucking place.
Yeah. There's been another time though. There's been another time. I don't think this was in Spain though. I feel like I was in. Oh, where's Sonosos? That's Greece airport. Yeah, it's Greece. I was in Sonosos, somewhere like that. Yeah. Okay. And I think I was there. Or might have been Spain. I can't remember the two. I'm going back years now. And I remember the same thing happened. We landed, and I think it was late at night. I think I might have told this story on here before, ages ago. But we landed late at night one evening, and there was nowhere hardly open. And sometimes like there's like places that are like little newsagents, but they do a bit of fresh food as well at the same time. Like do you know what I'm saying? So a couple of tables outside now. So sat down, and like where I was staying, it wasn't like touristy. It was like kind of slap banging. I don't know. You just slap banging somewhere that isn't touristy. So she brings out the menu. Everything's in, normally you go there, they got the menu in like Greek or Spanish, and then they got the English versions underneath it. Nah. This was all like just in Greek or in Spanish, wherever I was. And flipping, I ordered something. It said, I think I was in Spain. It said polo, which is chicken, I think.
Oh, pollo, yeah.
Yeah. When it come out, it wasn't that. It was not pollo. It was like arteries hanging off it and all sorts of madness. It was like, yeah. And then what made it worse, they were all like, her and her little mates are in the back. There must be like a hangout spot for her mates and that. and they were all just watching me, like waiting for me to eat this. Whatever it was, I didn't touch it, but whatever they tried to give me, they knew that it wasn't something that you should be eating, if that makes sense. Yeah. I was from them.
Nasty.
And them times there, even the cleaners, I remember the cleaners in this one hotel, they were like mad. They weren't even cleaning the room. They were like coming in, burst open the door, they just dash the towels on the bed and then they get off. But then you see them later on, and like they keep the doors open and then they're cleaning people's rooms and swapping the bed in. And nah, not my room. They literally, boom. I think I ended up with like that little tiny ants in the room because it hadn't been cleaned for like that long, like a couple of days. The heat and all that. It was long, man. That was the hotel from, what's that Gordon Ramsay thing? Nightmare thing. Hotel Hell. It was one of them. It was one of them. I'm telling you, man. It was crazy, man. Absolute crazy. But you're right, though. You're right. I was trying to think, where could I comfortably go? I'll tell you where I would go, actually. I've never had a bad experience here. Cyprus.
I need to go there. I ain't been yet.
Cyprus. If you go to Cyprus, everyone is happy. Everyone's happy. Everyone says hello. Everyone says morning. You're well. Like, I remember when I went to Cyprus for the first time, the guy was like, the man was like, come in, blah, blah, blah. Sat me down, chatting and all that. And in the end, the man said, oh, you know what? I like our conversation. The meals on the house. The meals on the house, just don't worry about it. It was calm. And then because I was kind of like, I was there for a wedding. So the place that I landed in, and I was staying in that hotel that night, I wasn't staying there for the duration. It was just for the one night because the hotel was on the other side of the island. So then the man said to me, I'm going to drive you. He said, you're not getting no taxi. I'm going to drive you. It's like a good hour drive. It's like a far drive, like literally like north of Cyprus. And he said, I'm going to drive you there. Boom, boom, boom. I don't want any petrol, nothing. Just, bro, they are the nicest people ever. Ever. I'm not saying they, because Stell was telling me the other day about the footballing side of things.
Oh yeah.
And how I can't remember what club it is yet, but the president is basically getting ran out of the club. Like we talk about like Bowley and Ratcliffe and that. You see them over there, their fans, they don't give a shit, man. They will bomb your house and your car and everything.
Some of the stories that Stell told me, I'm like, hey, nah. You know what? I told him I want to watch a football game, but if the game is bad from the referee's standpoint,
I've got
to leave.
Take cover.
Facts. Facts.
No, some of the stories he told me, man. He showed me one the other day. I don't know if my phone is there, but he's telling me about the owner or the sporting director. I think it is the sporting director is still taking a mad wage. I can't remember. It's just mad. The way he explained it to me, I was like, yeah, this is why the things over there is. No, here it is. Look, he says, the vehicle belonging to the sporting director was targeted by arsonists. According to reports at 3:30, the 6-year-old man's car, which was parked in his driveway of his residence, was engulfed in flames. Now, imagine doing that to Todd Bowley. Imagine Todd Bowley wakes up and his Rolls Royce is just on flames.
This guy came home and thought he was Kid Cudi being attacked by Diddy, flipping up.
Crazy, man. That's crazy. You've been keeping tabs on that?
Yeah, man. Because I can't lie. There's never been another person that I've wanted to see sent down more than this guy. I can't lie.
Do you know what's mad though? And it's gonna sound wild that I say this. If you know me, if you listen to this pod, you'll know that I've said wild things on here. But this isn't that wild, to be fair. But I feel like she should be taking a stand as well, like in certain aspects. Like, I'm going to be real. Like I think she's. Yeah, I think she's definitely 100% a victim of a lot of things. Do you know what I'm saying? Like she's definitely been groomed and coerced into doing things, yeah. But as I'm watching and listening to this trial, yeah, there's certain things that if let's say, and obviously a lot of this is speculation because we're not in a courtroom, we weren't there at the time and all that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things that I'm thinking, I don't know, man, if she wasn't coerced, if she wasn't groomed, I think she should be taking a stand alongside him, if I'm honest. Because
so she played her part in some of these things.
A little bit, but I know it's not as black and white and that. Do you know what I mean? It's not like when you're in like an abusive or control situation, one, you don't think rational thinking anyway, and two, you're under duress. So that, do you get what I'm saying? It's just nuts. But to give a bit of context, I know not everyone's like as close to things as we are. So currently at the moment, I'm gonna have to grab my iPad for this one because this one's a bit meaty. Pause. But but yeah. So currently at the moment, P Diddy, Sean Combs, whatever you want to call him, Puff Daddy, is currently on trial for, I think it's only 3 counts, which sounds, I say only, it's not only 3 counts, but he's on trial for basically sex trafficking, transportation of engaging in prostitution, and racketeering conspiracy. So like basically a RICO case. And he's currently on trial. I think it's like day 8 of the trial as we're recording this anyway. I think it's like 30-day trial. Cassie's already taken a stand. I think Dawn Richards, I think her name is, from Danity Kane. She's taken a stand. Kid Cudi took the stand yesterday. I think some of the sort of assistants that he had, some previous employees, they've taken a stand as well. But like, do you know, before all of this, did you think, like, we've heard the stories about Diddy and how like he's just like, he's been wilding out, he's been crazy from the 90s and all the rest of it. But did you think it was to this degree, like to this level where like he's getting man's love juice rubbed into his nipples and all that?
No, you can't say that.
I tried to say that in the most diplomatic way, but there's only so many ways you can sugarcoat certain things like that.
Facts. Nah, you know what? Honestly, on a real note, my boy Darren, who was the original member of my podcast from the field, he can certify this for you. I've always told him I don't mess with Diddy, and there's something off with him, but not to this extent. The reason why I thought there was something off is because of three reasons. One, I felt very iffy about the fact that I read that when Biggie passed, and they wanted to do, I forgot what magazine it was, so it was a major one, wanted to do a piece on him on the front page, and Diddy was like, nah, I've released a new song, I've released a new album, put me on there, because obviously he was producer and all that shit.
Yeah.
That power play made me think, one, okay, that's off, because your boy has passed and you've done a tribute song with Faith Evans, so this is an opportunity for you to even be like, yeah, of course, put him on.
Yeah.
That's how
pay homage.
Exactly. And honestly, after that, I've never listened to I'll Be Missing You again after that, because I was like,
yeah, I don't listen to it anyway. Yeah,
this is a bit weird. Number 2, and I'm going to be very frank here. It's the way he fucking dances, bro. It's very weird. It's very weird. It's very weird. I've seen that in those movies, like, you know, when like in Joker, when my man's dancing by himself and he's taking his shirt off and he's looking very weird. That kind of
like the actual Joker film, or the one with not the Heath Ledger one, the actual Joker.
No, yeah, the one like
I didn't like that film, you know. But yeah, go on.
You didn't like it?
Nah, man, it weren't my cup of tea, man. It's like
fair play.
But they're making another one, are they? Is a number 2 coming out soon?
I think they've done a number 2, but apparently it's more like a musical. I don't mess with musicals, so I'm not wasting my time on that one. And then the third reason that I felt a bit off about him, and I completely agree, and I 100% agree with 50 Cent on this one, is when he's gone to a wedding and 50 Cent is there, and 50 Cent's come and said, this guy goes, oh, you know,
take you shopping.
I want to take you shopping and all that. It's like, what? 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 And so even with those ones, like, then obviously apart from the Biggie one, those ones are not very serious vibes. But for me, I was like, there's just something off about his character that seems off to me. I don't trust this brother. So if I saw him on the street, yeah, it's Diddy. At that time, he's a celebrity. Oh, cool, it's Diddy. Can I have a photo or whatever? But I wouldn't be like, oh, let's have a conversation, because I'm genuinely worried about what this brother's going to say to me. That's how I felt about him. Now, I didn't imagine him to be the flipping CEO of Baby Oil FC. I didn't expect him to be doing these freak offs. I didn't expect him to be doing all the shit he's been doing to Cassie and to everybody else that's been involved with him. Like, this is, in my wildest imaginations, this is not everything that comes close. You know what I'm saying? I have to be a psycho to think that there's someone that's doing that out there, and then to be vindicated, to be like, oh shit, I told you so. That's mad.
I don't know, you know, because I feel like the stories have always been there. I just think not to that extreme, like not to the degree that like what we're hearing in the trial now, because I don't think anyone would have like I said, that whole thing about, you know, flying in going on what's that thing that people use in America and they end up dead or they end up in a madness? There's like a website. It's called it's gonna bug me, man. There's like a website. It's a bit like a classified ads page where you can just basically go on and there's everything on there.
Okay.
I'm gonna find it. There's a website, classified ads in America or something. It's like it's called it's gonna stress me, man. It's gonna stress me. There's a website anyway that you can basically go on and it's be like, remember the yellow pages that used to have here? Like you used to have the yellow page books, like big things, all
Oh, you
adverts
scroll
and
through
shit, and you scroll through it and all the companies and that in there. There's something like that. Or like, remember, there's a website called Gumtree in England. It's similar to that.
Yeah.
Where you can buy and sell things. You can dash anything on this website. If you're looking for a worker, you're looking for a gardener, you're looking for a prostitute, you're looking for this, you can throw it on this website and it's almost like anything goes on there. And there's one like that in America, I can't remember what it's called, but that's where they were sourcing the people from to fly in and do the madness. But
Damn.
I think even before, I'm still convinced this man had Biggie killed.
Oh, facts.
I'm convinced, man. Like I know people say, "Oh, it's a conspiracy theory and all that," but you know, Biggie was about to leave Bad Boy. He was going to sign with another record label, and the last album, I think his obligation to do that last album was, I think it might have been Life After Death, or maybe it was another one that was due to come out. I can't remember, but there was definitely the law. He fulfilled his obligation, so he could go and sign with another thing. And Diddy was like, "We're not having that. We're not having that." And then remember, he wasn't even meant to be in LA at the time when he got shot. He was meant to be in London with Tim Westwood. He was meant to come over to do the Radio 1 thing. And then Diddy said, no, we need you at this at the awards. Because he was ready to go. If you remember, not even just from the film, because I watched documentaries, I remember this, but you remember even in the film, he's ready to go. He's ready to go to London. And then he goes, naturally, let me fly to Cali and do this little award show thing. And then that happened. Do you get what I'm saying? And if you remember, Diddy's not even in the car with him. He's in the car in front.
Facts. Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So he made sure that he weren't in that vehicle because he didn't want to get Suge Knight. He didn't want to get the bullet into his ear like Suge Knight with Tupac. So, but it's crazy because I think, I always say this here, and I think I said it on here before, that I don't think he is I don't think he's the one that the feds want. I don't think they're even bothered about Diddy that much. I really don't. I think there's higher ups. I think there's people higher up than Diddy. Because don't forget, Diddy's not the only one doing this. Diddy will not be the one person in LA.
This is the first domino. It's a major domino, isn't it? So
there's going to be your favorite basketball player, your favorite president, your favorite actors. All of them are going to be involved in this whole thing. I think right now it's just this is like the first tip of the iceberg. And then there's going to be other little things that come out of it. Because I don't know if you read like the Kid Cudi stuff yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, do you know how crazy that is?
Brother.
Crazy.
I don't know where to begin with that one.
Like the man came into his house. Yeah. Found an email on her phone from him. Went over to his house. She's alerted him and said, listen, Diddy knows about us and all the rest of it. So he's panicked, got her out the house, took her to a hotel. Diddy's rang him again and said, listen, I'm in your house right now. I'm in your house right now. What are you going to do about it? Are you coming back? He said, yeah, I'm coming back. He gets back. The dog, he's abused the dog. He's mashed up the dog. The dog's locked in one of the rooms somewhere. The car's got a what's it called? What's called them cocktail, the flamethrower things. He dashed the flamethrower cocktail, Molotov, what it was called, the cocktail thing into his car. All of that. And bearing in mind as well, while they were dating each other, Kid Cudi and Cassie, she was only back and forth with Diddy. They were separated.
Yeah.
And then he drew her back in somehow. So I'll be honest though, I think she's, I don't want to say what I want to say because I know people are going to try and say I'm misconstrue what I'm saying, but I think she knew how to play the game very well, but also didn't realize the severity of how, I think I said to someone the other day, she met the ultimate boss in Diddy, but I think she wanted to play the game, if that makes sense. she was happy playing the game to a certain point, and then when she realized what was actually going on, and she realized that this is not just some freaky deaky threesome stuff. This is people, like, this is people's lives, and the severity of where it was going. And she was in too deep. Then she couldn't just walk away because he had evidence on her as well.
Well, so I see what you're saying. I mean, so from what I've been reading from this thing, this case, is she was talking about like when they got together, she thought obviously he loved her, all that stuff, and the same back, and he was caught cheating a couple of times, but she first, it was like, okay, I won't let him, he won't do it again, kind of thing, and then next time she wasn't even upset by it, and then the next time it was something else. So maybe she just did think that it was. I mean, look, you hear from some women when they say like, just when you're about to get over someone, the guy knows when the time is to come back. Their timing is always perfect. Like they always drop you a message, and you're like, shit.
Yeah.
Or like they're in situations with the guy. I'm not even talking about abusive. Abusive is another level, because when you're abusive, you're scared to run away, and that's it's not fine, but it's fine, if you get what I'm saying. But those little situations where you just feel like you're locked in and you can't walk away for whatever reason. So you try and see if you can move things a little bit to make it go in your favor just a bit more. If it's that kind of thing, I get. But if there was a case where she was trying to play the game, the person you're playing with, I think from minute one, from the way the reports of what she's been saying in court has come out, you should have realized that this is not someone you can fight against. His level of evil and power is crazy. It's crazy. It's scary.
You got to factor in and caveat that this is a billionaire that she's with. So
that's what I'm saying. So you need to understand, because.
But you get lost in the source, is what I'm saying. Like you probably, like when you're saying she kind of should have realized who she was dealing with. I think she would have been so blinded by it, because it's Diddy as well. It's Diddy, bad boy, shaking, shiny suits, mace. Do you know what I mean? The locks. This is Diddy, like mogul Diddy. Yeah. So when you're up there.
Yeah, from that angle, I understand. But I'm just saying in terms of like,
I don't think you would have realized. I generally don't think you would have realized how, like, but don't forget as well, she was only 19, so I don't know what her, I don't know what her like her sexual relationships were like before then. That could have been the first guy she was proper with at 19. Do you get what I'm saying? So when you're over there at that age, she might think that some of this is, I'm not saying she's that naive, but she might think some of this is just normal stuff that you do when you're in a couple, you're in a relationship. You just kind of have like a third person come in the room and do a madness with them or whatever. And then if she's not on that, he's probably saying, look, this is what I want to do, but I'm going to buy this Birkin bag as well. So we'll go and get the Birkin bag first, and then we'll introduce this person to you, and then we'll talk and da-da-da-da. You don't know. Like, it's mad. I think she got lost in the source. Some of the text messages, she's like, do you want to do a freak off on Friday? And she's like, yeah, I can't wait to do it and all that.
Yeah. That's okay. Yeah, that angle, I can't disagree. I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? But that's just coercive behavior, though. That's just him. He knows how to. He knows how to pull strings, and he knows that if he can say certain things, and if he says, if you're not going to do it, I'll go and get someone else that's going to do your job for you.
Well, like even the story that she told about one of her ex-best friends, because even that one, I was thinking, after all that, maybe why didn't this friend come and speak out? But then
where she had to pay him off.
Yeah,
she paid the friend off or something.
Yeah, and I was like,
he punched her in the head or something.
He threw something at her head and gave her a concussion.
Yeah.
And then she was like, no, I'm going to report. Because obviously, I'm sure this friend knew what Diddy was doing throughout.
Yeah.
But when a mega power, and that's what he is in that realm of celebrity, and when a mega power comes and plays his hand, and you know, even it wasn't even him that gave the money to her. She ran and said, "I'll pay you off."
She paid him.
Yeah, and Diddy's definitely gone to her and said, "You better silence this woman very fast. I ain't having that shit." Like. That angle, I'm not disagreeing with that, because I agree with that. I was gonna lead into that a little bit and say, yeah, when you're stuck in a relationship like that, you can't. And to be the point that you made as well about her being 19, not only was she 19, he was
39 as well.
Yeah, and he had not even huge. He was so influential in her career. Not even just like a personal like relationship now. The music that she's making, he is in that. That's, you know what I mean, her career trajectory, he's pushing her. He's giving her the platform. So she probably even feels like I owe you a little something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so, bruv, either way, bruv, he's done her too much evil, man. Just for even for her alone, he has to go down. But top it up now with all the shit that he's been doing, all the names that are going to come forward, all the people that have clocked and seen what he's doing. Kudi, pretty much, Kadi or Kudi, how you say his name, pretty much confirming the stories you've heard of him doing that.
Up the car and
the thing
that,
is,
yeah.
the only, I would say I didn't believe the stories I heard about Diddy, but the only person that 110% believed stories about when we're hearing about him being a nasty person was R. Kelly, because it was too well-known knowledge. He had
we seen the video. Yeah, we seen the video, man. I haven't seen it, but I know there was a video of the young girl, and he's in the bed and whatever else. So I was in school then. I think I was in school when that come out. So for him to still, and he's only been away for say 4 or 5 years. It ain't been that long. So for him to be doing that when I was 16. And we're talking over nearly 20 years. Well, it is 20 years later, and he was still walking the streets. It tells you that some people got too much power, or even now, there's people that still like, you want to play R. Kelly, and that's up to you. But there's people that still like defend him, like they'll protest if he's going. You know, like when he was going to trial and going to court, there's people outside with banners like "Free R. Kelly, Free Kells, Free Kelly." Are you crazy? You crazy?
You see, the thing about this world here is, and it's not even me trying to be like I use the Defence League term a lot these days. I'm not trying to be a woman in Defence League here, but obviously for the cases of women that are actually genuinely abused and, you know, unfortunately worse, right? When, for example, when Chris Brown and Rihanna's thing happened, and you had pictures of Rihanna looking battered and bruised, and then you're having conversations with men and women, and they're saying, "Oh, but she must have done something to piss him off that much." I'm like, guys, my girl can piss me off to the moon. I'm not gonna give her an uppercut, bro.
Yeah, no, of course. There's things you just don't do.
Exactly, it's things you don't do. So once he's done that, you don't give an excuse for him. He's battered the woman, bro. Whether you like it or not, he's battered her. The only person that I felt sorry for, because it came out, in my opinion, from what I've read, in my opinion, I think the woman's a bullshit, was the Jennifer Majors one. That's the only person I feel sorry for. Because if I see evidence of you sprinting away from the woman, then obviously she's done something to you, rather. She's like, you guys run down the road.
But you say that though, but you don't know if that's all part of his act to look like he's the thing.
It could be.
What I'm saying? It's mad. This is why it's always hard. I think it's always hard to get an interpretation of what's actually happening unless you're in that room. Because this is why I'm saying this whole. I generally think like Diddy's going away for some time, whether it's 15 years or life, we don't know, but he'll go away because I think even all those 3 charges carry a minimum sentence of something, unless there's substantial evidence that he's done none of those things, and there is evidence that he's done them. So I think he's going to go to prison for some time. I don't think he'll get life in prison, because I think a lot of what the charges are, I don't think they can prove by like reasonable doubt that he's actually not done them.
I think he can go. And the reason why I think he can go down for life is, okay,
remember his defense team's good, you know. His defense team is very, very good.
Maybe they won't call it life, but you know, America, they tend to give you a crazy number.
Oh, you can get like 70 years, so he'll be in prison for life. Yeah,
exactly. They'll give you a crazy number. I've been watching cases way long in the past to say you're saying you're 112 years. Like, well, obviously,
you're not coming out. It's not life, but you're not coming out.
Yeah, you're not coming out, so you might as well just consider that life. So them ones I get, but it's one of them ones where I just looking at what he's done, and I think there's more that's coming out. I genuinely believe this is going to be the one that people say confirms that he's murdered somebody. I'm waiting for that murder confirmation. Once that's happened, it's done. It's done. He's a killer. Either he's done it himself or he's got people to do it for him.
He's definitely murdered. Well, there's even like his ex-wife. Like they're saying, how did she die of pneumonia? Kim Porter, how does she die of pneumonia? And all these kind of things. So listen, you can see there's an evil man behind those eyes. Like you don't even need to be You don't even have to know who he is. If you just look at him, just Google Diddy right now and look in any picture, you can see that there's no one behind those eyes. It's just the devil himself, literally.
Yes.
So, like, he's there in Diddy's body, literally causing chaos and mayhem. But I don't know, man. I just feel that the for me, from watching Day 7 so far, up until not watching it, because apparently you can't have cameras in the courtroom in a federal case, but like listening and reading the transcripts, I just feel like the defense need to do a bit more. The prosecution needs to do a bit more.
They do.
Because I'm listening, I'm looking at some of these questions they're answering, and like, I know it's only Day 7. We've got another 23 days to go or whatever it is, but I don't know, man. I feel like they got to, because if his defense team is very, very good. Watching their questions, reading them, they're kind of like disproving a lot of things. Like, they're trying to make out like Cassie was part of the thing, like she wanted it, and like even me saying that feels uncomfortable because we know that she didn't want none of that to happen. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like she didn't want to be part of all the fuckery that's been going on. But what I do think is she's been enabling his bullshit for far too long. Do you think she had an opportunity to go? Do you reckon she could have so? I don't know if you've seen like the full CCTV at the hotel, like the 15-minute one, and the security guard, because you know the first clip they showed when it first came out, that's the hotel lobby thing. It was only like 30 seconds. It was literally just him punching her and trigger warning on that bit. Actually, sorry, I should have said trigger warning there, but he's just like hitting her and all the rest of it. The full length, the security guard comes up. He's talking to the security guard. They're back and forth from the room to the foyer bit of the lift and all that. Yeah. And that security guard and there's a moment in me thinking, why? Like, maybe she can't, because I get it, yeah. But why doesn't she just say to the security guard, "You need to help me get away from this man, ASAP. If we both die in this situation, we both die. But please try and get me away from him. I don't care about my clothes. I don't care if I'm in my underwear. I don't care if I'm barefoot. Just please get me away from this man, because do you know what I mean? That's the bit I don't get.
I think the fact that the video took so many years for this to be released, I think is points to the fact that she couldn't escape. Honestly, like, one, I know you're saying that, I hear it. It's just one of the ones where, one, I don't think that was ever a thought in her mind. I think she wanted to escape. That's why she went and pressed the lift, and this guy tried to drag her back, and then she called the number for the guy to come. But no matter where, it seems like no matter where she went, and that's
you'd always find her.
That's not even including that video. Like, she mentioned it. No matter where she went, no matter who she spoke to, if you were Cassie or associated with Cassie, and Diddy didn't like you that much, it's done. So if she left the hotel that day and managed to go to the airport and fly to some far off country, he'll find some way to get her back. He'll find a way to get there. He'll find someone there to bring her back. Get this. It was just like there's no escape. I don't know how she escaped in 2018, and obviously went to go meet her man, and and the rest of it.
He was the PT, innit? Diddy got that PT for her. So he was her PT. They were seeing each other whilst they were together, like Diddy and Cassie were together. Then he said to her, "Do you need to?" Because obviously the free cuffs that they were having, like he was. I think in one of the court transcripts he says something like, "I hired someone because you were putting on weight or something, and we needed you to." Oh no, it wasn't the putting on weight. Sorry, I got that completely wrong. It was because she needed to have a stamina for the free cuffs, because they were lasting for days. They were like 1 hour sessions. They were like days, half a day sessions. She was locked away in a room. So he was like, the PT needs to come in and make sure that you've got like the N'Golo Kante, you can just carry on playing kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it's such a serious conversation, but when you put it like that, I see it.
No, not even to like trivialize it at all. But I think you should.
No, I know what you mean. It's just me. I'm a joker.
The bleep test has got a bleep test that is literally you got to run, and you got to be cardio's cardio.
But that's why I think all of this is why I think he's gonna go down for what I think would be a minimum 70, 80 years. Because even that in itself, you're forcing people against their will. It's gone past. Oh, I want to be there. They don't want to be there. Like, he's done it to friends, he's done it to family, he's done it to his partners, he's done it to people that don't even want to be associated with him. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many angles to it. And there's very few celebrities that can come and tell you that they said no and there was no contact after that. There was no way that he could get them because they just removed themselves from him at the first hurdle.
The only ones that really done that was the Locks. The Locks, I don't know how they got out their deal. Because I remember he tried to lock them in this mad deal. And there's the infamous thing where he's on the phone at, I think it's not Hot 97, it's the other one, Power 106, the Breakfast Club. And they're on there and they're having a conversation with Diddy and he's like, come to the office, and they're arguing back and forth with like Jadakiss and all that. And they're like, he's basically saying, you still got our publishing, you stole our money and all that. So he was like a crook and all that then. Like he was like blackmailing, like trying to blackball people, all of that then, and in the 90s as well. And even like Wale, when he said he dangled him over the balcony and all that, like I believe all that. I think all of the things are true. They are true stories, man.
Yeah, but but I don't even count those guys as getting on the first hurdle or avoiding that first hurdle because they still had to. I think they've all suffered in some way. Like obviously, Wale with that story, and I think the Locks have had to suffer in some sort of capacity of some sort, right? But I'm talking about just the very few people who have just seen this bullshit from like So Cat Williams can go on Club Shay Shay and talk about it because he said,
and he knew.
I know what goes down. So no, I'm not happening. It's not happening with me. Or 50 Cent, who has that conversation, and to people it might sound funny, but he probably genuinely saw an issue there. He said, "No, this guy ain't right."
I reckon 50 has intel. I think people have gone to 50 and said, "Look, I went to that freak off, and this is actually what's going down." Because 50's never been, as far as I know, there ain't no 50 Cent pictures of him at the freak offs at all.
No, he's never gone to one. He doesn't mess or chill with that guy ever. And
you can tell
he's not even someone like he's that kind of environment. If you look at how he speaks in his interviews from way back to now, he's not someone that does gangbanging. He doesn't drink heavy. He doesn't do drugs heavy. Like that's not his thing. Man. Yeah, he used to be a gangster, of course, but. Like
he's a proper gangster because he's quiet. You know, most gangsters they have to stay quiet. They stay under the radar a little bit. They might tell you that they're a gangster, but they won't show you how they're a gangster. They'll just tell you that I'm gangster, and then that's it. I don't need to show you. You just need to know what I'm saying is the fact here. I'm just a gangster. That's it. That was 50, and I think with 50, his CV must be clean because the way he trolls Diddy. Like if the CV wasn't clean and you're trolling someone, you kind of wait for someone to go, actually, but you've done this to this person. 50 ain't got no skeletons because I'm telling you from now, this man is just going out, making his money and probably going home and banging weights. And that's it.
And what's smart about him is he's very open out there of what he does when he's trying to mock people. He don't play games with them.
Yeah, of course.
He'll mock you. And I like the stories like it was Jadakiss actually that you mentioned his name. He told a story about how when him and 50 had beef, one day him and his boys are chilling, and then 50 by himself goes up to the radio and says, "We're dead in this here." So you can tell that that's someone that you want to associate with because there's no bullshit with him. But with someone like Diddy, oh man, so
it's dangerous.
First hurdle people there's very few that have probably had that interaction, and that's why you're right. The dominoes will fall because talk show hosts and
come on.
Other musicians and this guy and that guy. Oh, it's gonna get bad. It's gonna get bad, man. It's gonna get from bad to worse.
I can't wait for there's gonna be a mad documentary come out after all of this because we've had the documentaries whilst the trial's taking place and beforehand. But I'm telling you from now, when he's locked up, the amount of people that are gonna come out and actually tell their story with a bit more freedom. And then I was thinking the other day, this man's got 3 daughters. This man's got 3 daughters, like 3 big girls. They're not even, they're big women now, or at least 2 of them are big women.
I feel sorry for them, bro.
They're having to sit there every single day and listen to that. Imagine your dad's on trial for these nasty things. Nah, man.
To women, like especially considering that they definitely grew up knowing who Cassie was. So
and they ain't got their mum as well.
Yeah, exactly. So like that just tops it up. And even
I
don't say I don't feel sorry for the son, but he needs to sort of wake the fuck up.
I think he was accountable as well, though. I'll be honest. He was there. He was at the parties, so he knew what was going on. If you're there, if you're witnessing like something mad like that, and I don't even care if this is, I don't know, Lionel Messi or whoever it is, you know what I mean? anyone. If I'm witnessing that shit, I gotta say something. I have to say something. If I'm losing my life over it, then I've got to.
I don't want to use it as an excuse, but it might be the ultimate. It's his dad, man. He doesn't want to snitch on his dad. And he's probably, to be honest, if his dad can do to Cassie and to all these other people, imagine what his dad would do to him.
Maybe what he's already done to him as well.
Exactly.
That's another good point. You see what happened to? Have you seen Justin Bieber lately?
I need Justin Bieber to speak, man. I need him to speak because
I think he wants to, though. I think I heard that he's I don't know what he's done with his fortune, but I'm hearing that he's close to the breadline than most people think, and I think that's down to just the lifestyle that he's lived. Like obviously self-medicating himself throughout the last couple of years. Usher's another one. Like I'll be honest, I'm not trying to defamation or nothing like that of character, but Usher's another one. To be careful about him. There's something about him. I think he's on the list. I'm sorry.
He might be. He might have just been. It might even just, even if it's just involvement. Thing is, if you're involved, and for me, this is where we talk about accountability. If you're involved a number of times and you go knowing what it is, and I'm not going to ignore the fact that Diddy could do something to these guys as well that they're like, shit, I've got no choice. I understand that. So I'm not going to take that away. But I'm talking about if there are characters who genuinely had the, I don't want to use the word freedom, but the opportunities to just say no. I'm not doing this. Stop this.
They did.
Whatever.
Cat Williams did. So that's what I'm saying. There was opportunity for some of these people to say no.
But Cat Williams is a first hurdle person because he said no because he knew from outside what was happening. So once you're trying to get him inside, he's like, no, I'm cool. And then he keeps moving. Whereas I feel like people that get inside, and this is where we're talking about influencing your career, because Diddy can just come to you and say, you're great at music, and you're great at this, and you're great at that, and he gets you your first big hit, and your first album is a masterpiece, or your second or third album is a masterpiece, and you're living great, and then he grabs you in, and he's in full control. And you know in celebrity lifestyle as well, they sign all these weird contracts where you get percentages of this, that, and the other. Control his life and that. Bro, there's so many things to it where, if they are involved in some level of capacity, they could argue to the moon and back that they were forced into it and they will still go down because they were part of it. But I just feel like the guy's power, and I feel like there's going to be a day when they even mention a president's name. And when they mention
I said that before. I'm telling you from now, your favorite basketball player, we know who I'm talking about, LJ. And
the GOAT,
man. He's going to be involved in some of this shit. Drizzy going to be involved in some of this shit somewhere down the line because he's another one. You see, Mr. President, the first one, you know what I'm talking about, he's going to be involved in something because I'm telling you from now, Diddy's the small fish. I'm telling you from now, they've sacrificed, whoever these higher-ups are, they've sacrificed Diddy to protect themselves. That's what I think. I think there's a circle of people, upper echelon people that are up there, and they said, who can we throw to the lions to keep everyone else off our backs? I know the guy that's trying to take down the Russian billionaires for that vodka thing that he was trying to do, and Diddy was trying to wrangle his way through this. What's it called? I can't remember the drink that he had. Not the Ciroc one. He had another one. He'd done a deal with them. And he tried to take them to court. He tried to take these people to court. These people are some of the most powerful people in the world, and he was trying to go up against them. And remember, Diddy's powerful. So these men are powerful people. These men could probably shut down the whole city if they wanted to. And Diddy tried to go up against them, and then all of a sudden, these racketeering, transporting and prostitution charges are coming out of nowhere. His house is getting raided. The baby oil's flowing in the bathroom. Bottles are swinging everywhere. Everyone's slipping over. And now you're looking at 15 to 75 years in life in prison. So I'm just saying, man.
That's the thing now, that he is such a major domino that it's just going to keep falling, man. I feel like these guys who are in the case know the other names. They're just waiting for that moment. They're just waiting for that moment when they get there.
They said that in the original press conference. They said that there's other evidence that they haven't even brought to trial yet, that they're not putting in trial. So he said,
people are pissed, man.
Because someone said to the lead DA, I think it was, or whoever it is, that have you got all the footage? And he was like, yeah, we've seen people on the footage and all the rest of it. And he said, some of it we haven't even brought to trial in this trial. He said, this is just the first part of the trial. And he's not even on trial for like some of the sexual abuse stuff or like the R stuff, all the other stuff that we know that he's done, because there's people have testimony, like there's people like witnesses that have said that he done this to us. He locked us in this room and he done this to us. He's not even on trial for that stuff. He's not even on trial for none of that stuff. He's just on trial for like the importation, the racketeering, and all that other stuff. So, but yeah, man, we have to see, man. I hope personally, he's guilty to me, regardless of like all the other evidence. He's guilty of some shit. I think she's guilty to an extent, but I do think she was heavily coerced into a lot of that stuff. Question though. Let's just like, I don't even like to use that word devil's advocate because I don't like using the word devil. But
yeah,
let's say you're 15 years old, you're in London, you're out and about, you get groomed from 15 to 16 and you start selling drugs. That person who's 15, 16, they're trapped in this kind of like lifestyle because the 25-year-old is come round with us, we'll buy you this, we'll buy you that.
Yeah.
The person who's like 16 now, 17, they end up getting arrested because they got, I don't know, they're dealing drugs or whatever else. But they say, or they try and go to the police and say, actually, I'm being coerced, I'm being groomed. They would just go to prison though, surely not, wouldn't they? Because they're the ones who've got, they've still committed a crime to an extent. Because, do you get what I'm saying? Like, importation of a person for prostitution is because she was paying for some of that as well. Apparently some of the transcripts, she was paying for some of these people to come in and sleep with them. So that's a crime in itself. Do you get what I'm saying?
So that's where. So yeah, of course, if you are arrested for that kind of stuff, and obviously when you're talking about a lower scale compared to this by a mile.
Yeah, of course, 100%.
But yeah, but the point still stands. You're right. If that happens, yeah, you would get arrested. There will probably be some charges against you, get a criminal record. But
even though you've been groomed.
Yeah, no, but that's what I was going to say. So they may also, they should, not even may, they should, try and help you in a number of ways. Because if you're being welfare, hell, if it means going into WITSEC at this point,
go
somewhere else and change your name and all, because sometimes you need a new start, you need a new lease, and when you are trapped in that situation, that's why I mentioned about, like, how I was saying about how girls, even just now, it can be just girls just in the area of ends.
Yeah.
Say, I'm trying to escape this guy because I'm just done with him. But the guy just always finds a way to get himself back in. And we're from the outside, like, why are you with this guy? Or why are you with this girl?
Yeah, it's not as easy. It's not as easy.
No, it's never as easy so on that scale, it's never as easy. And even something like that, the payments and stuff, it's not even me trying to find an excuse. Genuinely, because the guy knows he's doing criminal activity, the smartest criminals find ways to make other people implicit. They find the best ways. He could say, bring your card right here. We're paying for this right now with your card. You've got money on there. Slap it on there right now. Because then you are, if they're showing the evidence, even if you say, he used my card, they'll be like, well, your name's on it.
Yeah, you're almost like
saying that.
He's become an accomplice then.
Yeah, his defense would be like, well, you say that, but it's your name that's on the card. You used the card. Did you use it on this day? You use that. They'll go into banks and illegally get a bank statement with dating back 15 years of your transactions, and on that day you pay for this. You also use the card to pay this.
It's like that joint enterprise, isn't it?
Yeah, like there's so many angles it can come from, but this is why for me, I know for you as well, the main thing is just get this guy the hell out of here.
Yeah, 100%.
Down. And to be honest, I think once he's sent down, he's going to start talking as well. He's going to mention names. There'll be names mentioned in this case already. There'll be names mentioned in this case, but those names that are mentioned in this case, when he's sent down, he's going to be put in a room. And to be honest, they'll probably throw him a deal anyway, because that's what they always do, don't they? They'll throw him a deal when they say, you've been given 70 years, but we'll give you...
He can't get that deal now. He can't get the deal now.
No, he can't get it now, but... he
could have got the deal, but he turned it down.
Yeah, but I'm saying in terms of like, in jail, where once you are put down, they'll still find ways to try and get more out of you. So they'll try and butter you up a little bit. And obviously, they can turn it on you or whatever. If you're a smart man, you know what they're doing. But if you are trying to make sure you are not the only one being sent down for all the evil that's going on, you are going to open your mouth a little bit, and they'll find ways to butter you up. I'm not talking about being released in a short amount of time or being put in another country where no one can find you. But I'm just talking about just the little tiny things to make it slightly easier.
Yeah, of course. So get you like a nicer prison cell.
Yeah, all that
bit
shit,
of
man.
home comforts, more two or more visits a week.
There you go. This is a little thing, but it's going to happen. And this is what I like. I like because there's too many evil people in this world that get away with so much and will walk away or they'll die, and then they'll be like, "Oh, this person did this. Well, they're dead now." This is someone that's alive and well. We need to name him now.
Like Jimmy Savile and that. Yeah, that's true.
Savile,
Epstein.
Epstein, that's his name. Like those kind of characters that have got away with so much shit, and then they come out and it's like they did this and did that. Well, they can't be punished now. It's too late, unfortunately. And for those people that are the sufferers, people can say, "Oh, well, that person's dead, so you'll be okay." But it's like, no, they need to receive a punishment, but they need it. They're gone. So for Diddy, he needs to receive his punishment for all these people that he's damaged, essentially.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, man, boy, we're in for a long one, man. This is not done by a long shot.
We're gonna revisit that one. We're gonna revisit. But you mentioned Chris Brown very quickly. Do you see that he had to post 5 million to get released? You know, he's been in prison. He got arrested here. Do you know about that?
Oh yeah, because he's
so this incident was 2 years ago. He was at Tape in London, and apparently he bottled someone. He's been about doing his thing for 2 years. Flew back to London, I think, to do like a show or something. Ended up in Manchester in a hotel and then got arrested in Manchester. Was in prison for like a week and a half. And then they refused bail at first because I think they said he might be a flight risk. And then he's now been released, I think, either yesterday or the day before on a £5 million bail. It's crazy, man. It is crazy.
Oh, well, he's enough. Thing is, Chris Brown, I also I've never liked him. I used to like him when he was younger. I loved the music that he was making. Because he started very young, so he was 17 when his first hit went.
Yeah, he was. It's the industry, though, isn't it? It's the industry.
Yeah, exactly. It's the industry. Like that time when Justin Bieber came through, look how young he was. Even Usher, going back to the 90s, look how young he was. And
even the women. There was a woman I was watching the other day. I think her name's... it wasn't Miley Cyrus. It was another one, though.
Miley Cyrus
yeah, but she's all right now. She's kind of found herself. But there's one. I feel like her name's like Hannah Montana or something like that.
Hannah Montana is Miley Cyrus, bro.
No, then it's not her. Then there's another woman now. You see her, you would not know she was like this famous actor, singer from like the 90s.
Okay.
What's her name, man? My memory's like a sieve today. I can't remember her name, but there's all them. See all them Hannah Montana, what's her name, Miley Cyrus and flipping that JoJo and all of them young kids that were coming up then back in the day. They're all corrupt. They're all their minds have been warped. That's why you see Britney Spears spinning around with daggers in her hand now, half naked in a bedroom, no clothes on, and she looks like she's not all there because they all got corrupted, man. Right. All got corrupted, man. I know you've been keeping tabs on this. I hope so anyway, but you see Gary Lineker's leaving BBC.
Yeah, man.
I'm kind of gutted a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Like, I know he was leaving Match of the Day anyway.
But BBC,
to leave the whole BBC to, like, sacrifice, like, not doing the FA Cup, the World Cup next year. Yeah. Ian Wright's obviously leaving anyway. Or so he's left already. He left last year. And I thought, right, man, I loved him on Match of the Day. But what do you like... For the context, like obviously he posted basically something on Instagram. Yeah. I think. I don't want to get this wrong, so I'm trying to find out.
No, it was Instagram. It was on his story, yeah.
On his story, but it was like a repost, I think, if I've got that correct. It was like a repost of someone's story. Let me find it so I don't get this wrong because it says.
Now that you say that, right now I'm looking for the post that he because I didn't actually see it.
I didn't see it, so it says here that.
I know why, but what the post is. Yeah.
So it says on May the 13th, Lineker shared an Instagram story from Palestine lobby titled "Zionism Explained in 2 Minutes," featuring a rat emoji, a historical anti-Semitic trope used in Nazi propaganda. So if people don't know, Gary Lineker's kind of been, over the years, going back to 2023, maybe 2022 actually, he's kind of been on his thing about, first of all, it was Russia and Ukraine, and how the narrative is very one-sided. Then obviously there's been conflict with Israel and the Palestinians, and Gary Lineker's very much defended the Palestinian people and said basically that this didn't just start on October 7th and all the rest of it. This has been a long-term suffering, and a lot of the Palestinian voices are not being heard. And the narrative is literally very much the side of, the narrative is that the Israelis are the victims in all of this. And look, we could talk about this till it's 11 p.m. at night. But what do you think? Like, do you think there's like, first of all, do you think it was the right thing to do to step down? Because I personally think he should have stood on business, and he should have said, actually, if you want me to go, you need to sack me and pay me up, because he's on good money. And he made a good point that, like, when it was Ukraine and Russia, no one was impartial then. No one wanted to take just one side. Whereas now, I can't remember what interview he was doing. It's like, have you seen a clip where he's talking to someone and he's basically saying, like, we weren't impartial when it was Ukraine and Russia, so why would we be impartial now when we're talking about Palestinians and what's happening to Palestine?
Yeah.
And the other guy's like, I'm not a spokesman for the Israelis, but, it has to stay impartial because you work for the BBC and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, but it's not enough to do with our country, so why are we being impartial? And I get his point, but what do you think about all of it?
So I've just seen what the post was. It's from a video from Palestine, a group called Palestine Lobby, and it had a rat in there. And so the rat has long been an anti-Semitic symbol linked to Nazi Germany. Right. Okay. So look, firstly, I think everyone in their right minds knows that he's not anti-Semitic, nor is he racist, nor is he any of the kind. He just wants. He's fair. I think that's just the best way to put it. He's fair. And I think the best way I can say is, someone told me that when the Hamas attack on Israel happened October 7th, that Israel loved to bang on about, or rather their president loved to bang on about, he said, listen, that attack, no one's praising the attack. It's nasty. People died.
Yeah.
Like, we're not sitting there saying, yay, well done for killing them. No. But it's not even a but. It's about acknowledging the fact that you guys have been targeting, abusing, killing all these people from way before this. And it's continued way after this. And now that this has become real international news, and where people are now finally clued up on what's going on, we're calling you out on your bullshit. This is what's happening. And the BBC are the most bullshitting people of them all. Remember 2023? They tried to suspend him because he made comments or he didn't agree with something along the lines of what the Conservative Party was saying.
That's it.
Yeah, and when they've done that, and then you've had Shearer and Ian Wright saying, well, then if he's not working, I'm not working. They've panicked him, like, come back then, because they knew that was bullshit. Now they found another reason to come and say it's bullshit. But listen, we know who the powers are here, right? We're not gonna. I don't have to say any names. You just know what it is here.
We've said it on here before. We know.
Oh yeah, we said it. Yeah,
we know.
Yeah. So we know who the powers are, right? So we're not gonna bullshit. We know what's going on, right? He's come and said this, and I think, for me personally, I think the reason why he's taken this decision to step down, because I think he's just tired of the bullshit. If you watch the video, when you watch the video, the moment where he gets really rattled is when he says, "I am stepping down. I'm not doing any coverage for FA Cup and the World Cup next year." And he paused for like a second, took a big deep breath, because he was like, "This is his passion. It's not about the money for him. He enjoys hosting, talking with the people and the panel, and just enjoying the football for what it is." But I also feel like he's taking this decision because whilst he loves the people that he works with in the BBC, the people behind the camera, the producers, the people that works with him on the seat, he knows that he can go elsewhere and he will secure a gig, no problem. And I like that. that for him because the BBC has never been impartial. In
Yeah,
any
exactly.
area.
Exactly.
It's a lie. It's a lie. So coming to use the reason of impartiality is nonsense. Number two, I know that, when you work for a company, wherever you want to post or whatever in the future on your social media, you have to put in your bio that my views do not reflect CD. Well, we've said that a million times. We know this. And to be quite frank, he didn't have to say that for us to know that you guys don't support Palestine. So to be quite honest, the BBC's action to this is bullshit. And this is what's going to happen. And I do feel a little bit sorry for the new team on the match of the day next year because all that's going to happen is they're going to get slaughtered now.
Yeah, of course.
Even if they're fantastic. If me and you watch the first weekend and we come back and I'm texting you, I'm like, bro, I can't lie. They're really good,
Yeah,
I see the reaction on social media. They say, it ain't no Gary Lineker, though. Fuck the BBC, do this. Bro, and it's just a whole lot of nonsense. But I like this because I feel like the BBC now needs to suffer. I need people to stop paying TV license because that's literally only for BBC.
Yeah.
But then stop watching the BBC. Hell, if you're a fan of EastEnders, I'll find you a website. Yeah? Put your ad block on and you can watch it no problem. You don't have to watch on
Listen,
TV.
I flicked onto EastEnders the other day and I swear, kid you not, I have not watched this program. I used to watch it with my mum. This is how long ago it was. Yeah, I was a kid. And the same people that was in EastEnders then, Ian Beale, Cindy, Kathy, Phil, they're all still in EastEnders.
Oh, bro, hey, listen, Cindy and Kathy with fake deaths came back and they're still
exactly. So you do not need to have a TV license. You can just listen. There's ways to watch what you need to watch, man. But yeah, I think Match of the Day is in trouble anyway. I think if you look at the way that YouTube is now, most people, like I was watching, I can't remember whose channel was, like a United channel yesterday, just because I knew it was going to pop off a little bit after the final and whatnot. And most people watch YouTube now. If they want football content, they're watching YouTube. They're not watching. I'd love to know like the Match of the Day's viewing figures because I bet you they've slumped in the last like pre-COVID, just before COVID. I bet you they slumped because people were in. You see, when that COVID hit, people were on YouTube. Like YouTube, that was the time to attack YouTube and hit it hard because no one was anywhere. No one was going out. There was no football on. If you wanted to start like a channel or you wanted to talk football, that was the time to do it because I used to watch people's Instagram lives, like literally like for hours, mixing on the decks and whatever and what they call them verses, all that stuff. I was watching all of them things. So yeah, I think he's probably done the right thing by stepping down because he's good. His money's long. He's okay. He's still got the podcast with Shearer and I don't think BBC owned that. I think they just maybe productions from them. But I think if he's smart, he would have copyrighted all that. All the stuff will be his stuff or their stuff or whatever. But yeah, no, you're right. I think the narrative's always been the narrative. Always been a narrative. Yeah. Someone put something good on my Instagram today. They said if this was 14,000 kids from England, Wales, or Scotland that we were talking about that were losing their lives, would everyone be silent?
Thank you.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, would everyone be quiet, or would you be screaming?
You'd be screaming joy that he's talking, and rightfully so. Rightfully so, because it would be awful. 2 kids dying is awful.
Exactly.
1 kid dying is awful.
Exactly.
So if he was doing that for the UK, fantastic. The fact that he's doing that for a nation where they're easily overpowered by the size of their neighbours and what's happened to them over years. This is not a 2-year thing. No. Bro, he's right to speak out on it. Everyone is right to speak out on it. And if you're supporting the bullshit, you're full of shit, to be quite frank. You're full of shit, to be quite frank. So, yeah, no, I'm happy that he's opened his mouth. And to be honest, yeah, go away from the BBC. Leave them. Leave Match of the Day. Leave whatever. Even me, I'm not gonna lie, but I watch Match of the Day because of him. I hardly watch the Day too because he's not on there.
You know who's on there? You get like Danny Murphy, Troy Deeney, all the idiots on there, man. The rejects on there. So to be fair, if I do, and I still do record Match of the Day, I very rarely watch it because I try and watch as many of the games live, or I'll watch like a 3 p.m. one or whatever. And if I watch Match of the Day, I'm literally watching the match and then I'll skip all the punditry in between it.
Thank you.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I'll just watch or I'll go on because Sky have got the thing where they'll show you like a 10-minute highlight of the game for free. I mean, you just go on like the YouTube or you can go on Sky TV. You go on there, you can just watch the game for free and all that. So watch the highlights for free. But no, I'm glad he's gone, man. I'm glad he's gone because I think people need to realize like what's happening in Gaza is no joke.
It's not a joke. No.
It's no joke. It's no joke, man. And if it was happening here and people going, oh, actually, but, you know, they're not the actual victims. They're the ones that bombed first and this and that. And people will be in uproar.
I agree.
Can you imagine America saying that to someone in England, saying, actually, you lot aren't the victims here, you know? You lot are not the victims here. And imagine like we've all lost our houses and everything and we're in ruins. You know, we're having to locate our loved ones. We can't even find them. And then America go, actually, you're not. You think you're a victim in this? You started this. Imagine someone saying that to you. You've got nothing to show, like nothing left in life.
The world is scary, man. The world is a scary place.
I try not to speak about this topic too much, man, because if I speak up.
Well, this is the thing. I honestly, I hate current affairs because it's like, it's like. It's the news. Everything is current affairs. Everything's political in this world.
Yeah.
But I hate watching the news because when you hear stuff and it forces conversation, things like Palestine are so simple to me. Like we can read about everything that's going on, and I love the fact that people make a lot of think pieces and videos showing you the history and all that.
Yeah.
But it's very clear. I don't need to read up on the history to see what's going on in front of my eyes.
No, you can see it with your own eyes, man. You don't even need to. Like, obviously, the history is good to have the background of it, which I needed. I'll be honest. Before I even knew what was happening, like 2-3 years ago, I'll be honest. I was that ignorant, but that's because I don't follow current. I don't read newspapers. I don't watch the news. I literally don't. I don't even know certain things that are happening down the street from me, like my local news. I don't watch news at all. Because I like to go and research my own information and I still find out things, but I might find out either later or I might find out before the mainstream know about it. But there's ways of finding out your sources. But no, I'm glad, man. I'm glad people. I'm glad about people are still speaking up. Because I got on my Instagram, people still talk about, like today, someone put up about the 14,000 kids, the babies that are dying over there. People are still pushing. It's not like it was like a little. It's going to sound crazy, but it's not like the Black Lives Matter thing where like people don't even talk about that anymore now. Do you get what I'm saying? Like people don't talk about it. No one's taking the knee. Everyone stopped protesting. People are still, I go to Manchester and Liverpool, they're still protesting for Palestinians 2 years, 3 years later. So this is a thing that I think is here to stay. And I'm glad because it needs to stay.
It's about time that we had a cause that actually stays the length of time, man. This
sticks around.
This can't stop. And then you know what? Talking about people that are getting clots, this really president get clots sometime soon as well, but we're not finished here, bro. Don't worry.
Yeah. Oh man, to end on a lighter note, actually, let's end on a good note. Because me and Kieran, we haven't done it for a while, but we need to bring it back. We might do it for the next episode, actually. We do Room 101. I don't know if you know about Room 101.
What's that, the old TV show?
It was an old TV show where you put things in there that you pet peeves, things that you wish you could get rid of, just like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And I had one the other day, man. I was thinking I must talk about it on the pod. I think the pet peeve that I have is slow drivers, like really slow drivers. And I'm talking, you're in a 40 and they're doing 15. And to me, do you see that? Nah, man, that can't run with me. That's probably one of my worst pet peeves, man. Have you got any, like, off the top of your head? If you had to pick like one or two now, because I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but we'll do a full episode on it.
Okay, so if it's sticking to being on the road first, to be fair, I hate my pet peeve are drivers that don't understand space.
But that comes back to my point. So when someone's doing like 15 miles an hour, normally the person behind me hasn't even clocked that they're doing 15 miles an hour. They're still doing 40 behind me. And then I'm sandwiched in between someone who's doing 15 and someone who's doing 40 behind me. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like,
Whereas, I was thinking, you know, when so you're not in a motorway, you're just on a normal road, and let's say there's a bus on the left,
yeah,
and there's like maybe another car on this side. In fact, there's no car, or there's cars coming in the opposite direction, and there's another bus on this side, and you can see that this driver can make it. There is no problem, my friends. Please drive through. Why are you there? Especially when, was it last week? I wasn't even driving. I was in the Uber. I was sitting there, and there was a bus on the left side, bus 5 from that I live in East London. On the bus 5 on the left side, and there was a bit of traffic on the other side, and then buses on that side. You can't go in the bus lane, so no problem. And there's a driver in front of us who just stood there, bro. As in he's not moving. I think he's thought I can't move, so you can see looking through out the window. You can see he's on his phone, just scrolling. I'm like, brother, I need to get something. What the fuck? What the fuck? So I told the driver, can you beep, please? Because what's he doing? He goes, yeah. He beeps. I turns around, he goes, what? I'm like, you can go. He goes, no, I can't.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
You see.
And the bus was doing one of those regulating the service things, so that bus ain't moving, bro.
Yeah.
You need to move.
You need to move, man.
So my guy goes, reverse back. So the guy listens, all right, cool, you think you make it? All right, cool. He reversed back. I'm just drove through.
Yeah, see, things like that would frustrate me. This is why I was saying to my missus only the other day, actually, I might have to stop driving because it's not healthy for me, man. Like I can get into the car and be calm as anything. By the time I've got to my destination, I want to smack someone up so hard. I want to just punch anything and anybody because I'm like, what is going on here? Why are we even doing this? Like, why are people so stupid on the road, man? And then I think, at what point did you do your test and realize that whilst you're doing your test, you've lost every bit of like knowledge that you were told during those lessons? Like, there's nowhere that you should be driving on a public road. Obviously, like, obviously if it's like, I don't know, you're in a car park or somewhere, you do 10 miles an hour, whatever. If you're on a 40 mile an hour road, please don't do 50 miles an hour. Don't do that.
Yeah, no, it's true.
It's dangerous, man. It's dangerous. Because if I have to slam my brakes on, you have to slam your brakes on. The guy behind me is doing 40. Listen, there'll be no more podding, put it like that.
Yeah, that's not a problem that you want, my friend.
At all, man.
Right.
But
you know what? I've got one more, if you don't mind. I've got one more pet peeve. Because it just hit me, and I think I need to get out myself. The way people rap today.
Do you know what? Save that. No. Because if on the top of my list of topics for today was about is hip hop dying. That was on my top of my list, right? If mad you said that. Yeah, it's mad you say that. It's mad you say that. Hold that thought, man. Hold that thought till next week. But do you know what? It's a very good thing because I was thinking. Yeah, let me not say too much, but I was thinking to myself, I can't remember the last time I listened to like rap, hip hop, and I was like taken back by the album. In fact, I do. I'm going to say it from now, but I'll talk into more detail next week. Bashi's album, that was top tier. Bashi's album.
Oh, Bashi. Okay, yeah.
So his album that he just dropped, Being Poor is Expensive. That album, yeah, that's the last one. But hey, we'll talk next week. We're going to talk next week. Let's save that thought, man. But I appreciate everyone that's been listening. Don't forget to subscribe, YouTube. If you're on the audio version, hit the notification bell. All of them things. Kojo, till next week, man. We're out, man.
Yes, sir.